I'm standing here in my dining room waiting for my friend Christina to get here. We're gonna do a tone shaping party with her today where we go through with her new guitar and her amp and try out some pedals and just kind of dial in some sounds. Before we get to all that, I wanted to let you know that today's video is sponsored by DistroKid. DistroKid is just the best way to get your music up on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. They just charge a low fee of $19.99 a year, and you can upload unlimited music. You could sell 1 billion albums and it would cost the same as if you sold one. The upload form is really easy to use. Also, they get it up online really quick. Definitely go check them out. If you use the link in the description below, you'll actually get a little discount as well. Hey everyone, and welcome. My name's Aaron, and today I'm very excited to be sitting with my good friend Christina. Today we're gonna do a little tone shaping party.
Yep.
Tone shaping party.
Shape that tone.
Shape the tone. Christina recently got a new guitar. This is one of those new American Professional Telecasters. Basically, it's like all of the upgrades that you would have made to an American Standard. And also, just today, got this new pedal.
Yes.
The Broadcast 24 volt dual foot switch version. And so never a bad thing to reset and go, okay, what kind of sound do I want? So we're going to dial up a tone and sort of go from there, go through some pedals. First of all, I mean, Christina plays in a band called Fell From a Star. I'm also in that band. And we're like pop band. So a good foundation is just going to be a nice clean tone, right? So you always want to start with basically guitar plugged into amplifier, and you should be excited about that sound. Like that should not be like, okay, now that, you know, like let's go fix it, you know. It should be like, if that's all I have, I'll be happy. This is a Morgan AC20. It's a Vox AC15 kind of thing, 2 EL84s. And then this cabinet has a 15 watt Celestion Blue. But we have this brilliant normal switch and then this push-pull volume here that allows us different levels of brightness along with this cut switch. So we're going to just like experiment with some stuff.
Love that.
So let's hear that. Honestly, that's pretty good right out of the gate. I think, you know, honestly, I'm going to be over here now. I think the nerdier you can get about this stuff, the better. Be that person who goes into Guitar Center and is like, oh, I'm just going to try some stuff here. And then, you know, you bring your amp, like, and your pedals. And then you sit down with different amps and different guitars and just, like, that's how you learn stuff, is by being kind of annoying.
I think shops like that too.
Yeah.
Just brightening up their day with some fun stuff.
If you come in with a good attitude.
Yeah.
So, okay, we like this. This is with the volume pushed in, which is not as bright, and then with the brilliant switch on. I'm gonna keep the same setting, and let's go down to the normal.
Muddies it up a little bit.
It does muddy it up, but low end is kind of at a premium with this. So, just for kicks, let's see if we can get a good sound with this amount of low end in it. So. So that's interesting. It's like a different kind of top end, a little harsher or something.
It sounds more like rocky to me.
Yeah, there's more gain to it. I had to bring the volume down. So that's a cool sound that you could record with or whatever, but as far as a clean slate, it's like probably too gained up. And I would say the top end is like a little harsher and not quite as sweet or something. So let's go back. So here's where we started, back here. Now let's pull out this volume knob. So now we're like bright and bright. It kind of like farts out a little bit or something in the top. You can kind of hear that top end like is crapping out a little bit. I feel like, I don't know, where we started is sort of good.
Yeah.
Like right,
it's clear.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're gonna do one more thing. On the back of this amplifier, you can select between an EF86 or 12AX7 preamp tube, and they just, I don't know electronically how they're different, but they just have a little bit of a different sound. So just give us one more reference of this. Now we'll be on the EF86 channel.
Yeah, more gainy for sure.
More gainy, more mid-range, maybe less open top end. So I think I like the other one though.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
We're not even doing any pedals yet,
yeah.
So that would get us...
We need to stay clean. So let's go back. So now we've taped this off to what we like. And then, depending on what room you're in or whatever, you can
this is just great.
Add brightness or take it away or whatever. But I think the more important thing than even the brightness of this push-pull is how the gain sort of reacts. So this is like the kind of like the cleanest sort of home base. Let's go through then, starting with compressor.
Yeah.
We'll turn it on and we'll see what we think. We'll see if we like it. So here's without. I'm gonna kick it on. Maybe play like a single note, kind of thing, like some kind of lead type of line or something. It's subtle. I like it being subtle because we like the tone of that. The thing with the compressor, a lot of people are like, how should I set my compressor? What does the compressor do? What whatever. I would say on something like that, and if you do that end of that. Especially on a Telecaster, that's kind of a more thinner sounding guitar. It's bringing out the low end, and as I said before, low end's kind of at a premium in the amp. So instead of making it so plink plink plinky when you're playing, single notey stuff,
I feel like it grabs everything.
Yeah.
And hugs it.
It hugs it.
Brings it in.
Yeah.
Says, we're gonna come together here.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Woo! Really nice. Okay, let's dig into this broadcast.
Yes.
Okay, this is the new boy. Let's get like a first overdrive sound. The sound that you would want to go into a low. I think we're in want to be in like low gain heaven here. But this pedal is is a preamp pedal. It's got a ton of internal headroom, 24 volts. It upscales the 9-volt input to 24 volts. I know this because I also own one. And that just results in a very full range overdrive sound, which is, I think, what you want with this amp. Because somebody with a huge 412, there was a crazy amount of low end when they turned it up. And so they wanted something like a tube screamer to cut the low end and to accentuate the mid-range. You want, actually, like, you like this how it is.
Yeah.
And so we want to push a full range sort of gain into it because we just want to sort of accentuate what's already there. So that's what this is going to do. So let's try it. Why don't we try it? May as well. That's not bad. What do you think? Do you want?
I like how tight it is. It's
man.
just, it's not like,
It's so good. Ugh.
I don't know, some gains, they're uncontrollable.
Yeah.
No matter, like, if you barely, like, lift up on a string, it's like
Right.
wailing out of control, or the background noise or whatever.
Yeah.
This one's
Ugh.
just, that's it. It just pushes it a little punch.
It's also, it's extremely dynamic. You could play soft right
yeah.
now.
Yep.
That's like,
Yeah.
that's great sound. That's
great.
like what you want. That could be, depending on the song, that could be an always on, you know, a type of thing, or if you want to, you know, get really pure with it, you know, or whatever. But that is so nice right out of the box. Just to show a couple of these controls here, this low cut, I'll just like, if you want to play something. Honestly, even with the gain up that high, it still sounds really defined. You know, I guess it never quite gets too crazy. Do you like that?
I do.
Any thoughts or any?
Maybe a little less.
The less gain?
Yeah.
A little less on the gain trim?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a little bump.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's so nice. This high gain mode, once we click this on, it's going to go into the high gain mode, and then that also has its own level control, which is here. So, may as well try it. Let's hear the low one here. That's the setting for
that.
That's
going to be amazing.
It's a big volume jump.
Yeah, it is.
But I feel like the more I tweak pedals and play with stuff, that is actually what you want.
It has dynamics.
The big and it's never like 9 times out of 10, I don't have enough difference between my verse sound and my chorus sound. It needs to jump like more than you think that it needs to. Also, the thing that's different right now is we have the amp in the room, so we're feeling the air of the thing. Versus whenever we play live, we're like on ears, and we'll sometimes have blankets over amps and things. But that to me is like would like be pretty great for like a big solo tone.
Pretty fun.
Yeah. Now, just for kicks, this has been kind of your main overdrive until now.
Yep.
Along with this Spark booster over here, I would just like to compare these two. So let's just hear a little clean. I actually like it more than I thought I would.
Mixed together?
Yeah, pushed into the broadcast. I was telling Christina before we started, I used to have the philosophy that you sort of put your highest gain pedal first in your sort of chain or whatever. And then maybe if you had and I think I was thinking that because when I use a Klon style sort of overdrive, I'm using it like as a boost. So I'm thinking, okay, I want to get my overdrive sound and then boost on top of that sound or whatever. But what I sort of hadn't thought about was your pedals, when they're on, they are going into one another. So this screamer, which is a tube screamer type of thing, is feeding into the input of this broadcast, or vice versa. If you had this first, it would be feeding into the input of this. And I'm thinking, since this has such high headroom, that's going to be the best sort of platform for you to receive these other pedals, versus, if you think about it, if this is on and this is before this, then this is being filtered by this.
No, yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
What would you do with a fuzz, though?
Good question. It depends on what you're doing with it. If you're doing crazy, out of this world, insane fuzz, usually you put a fuzz first, just because they don't like...
That's what I've always been told or read.
Yeah, they don't like buffers. Sometimes they're problematic or whatever. And a lot of pedals actually have buffers in them. If they're not true bypass pedals, they're buffered bypass. And so, and they do that to retain tone, top end clarity and things like that. But sometimes if you put a fuzz later in your signal chain, it can have problems, and it sort of doesn't like it or whatever. A lot of modern fuzzes, though, don't do that. So you can put them anywhere. But I find, too, also, that when you turn on a fuzz, it kind of takes over the whole tone anyway. So it's almost like it doesn't even really matter. It makes sense that this is because if you want to stack it, that actually sounded better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And because this is pushing into this, so this is like just taking it all. And it's like, sure, fine. But then it gives its own sort of full range boost.
Yeah.
And so to reverse it, it would be like this full range thing going into this filtered thing.
I don't think that could handle
this
it.
This is the bottleneck, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be filtering any low end that's coming through here. It's like, nope, that's chopping it off. Let's hear this by itself, actually. You're new. That one's maybe a little harsher or something on the side.
Yeah.
I sort of find myself. That's so
I love it.
darn good. It's like it's so much gain, but
Yeah.
it's so good. So this is like, you know, this is sort of like, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm too starstruck right now.
Let's do, just for kicks, since we have one extra power here, and we've got a little spot right here, let's try throwing a couple fuzzes in here and see what you think. So now we got the Face Ripper fuzz hooked up, my current favorite fuzz, and let's hear your clean tone again.
Yes.
Play like a bar chord, like a power chord. When you turn it off, you're...
So what do you?
So yeah, we've got fuzz, tone, volume, and bias. So the tone and volume, pretty obvious what those do. Now fuzz kind of turns up the fuzziness of the wildness of the sound, and then bias, it's kind of like it increases the severity of the gate as you turn it up, and it also makes it more sputtery and lo-fi and like broken sounding.
Yeah.
So if you turn it up all the way, and then play like a chord. And then if you turn the fuzz down in conjunction with turning the bias all the way up, but it is...
It's like crackly.
It is a monster
it's pretty
of
fun.
A fuzz. So that's one option. Let me take this one out and let me show you something else.
I just want to sit with that guy
Face
for a
Ripper.
while.
Oh, I know. It makes you just want to like come up with stuff and play stuff. It's such an inspiring sounding pedal. So this one is the White Atom Fuzz from Magnetic Effects. gesture all the way to the right, to me it sounds more overdrivey. I think that's what it is. Play a little bit.
That sounds...
It's almost like...
It sounds like it's like a little behind glass or something.
Yeah, it's a little... The fuzz thing is always going to be this sort of woofy thing, big muff, you know, sort of like the sound of it is like this woolly, fuzzy, not clear sort of thing, but then with this zzz, buzzy kind of top end. So that's kind of an interesting overdrive and way different from now open, the windows are open or whatever, and now like... I'm going to show Christina one more. We have been playing so far more modern fuzzes. This is like a classic fuzz design. So
yeah, I just want to play power chords
noisy
all day.
as hell.
Yeah, with
like
that one.
Yeah, power chords all day.
Jimi Hendrix.
But it's definitely like, I would say messier. The vintage thing is like messier, not just because it doesn't have a gate. It's like messier almost by design. Like it thins it out in a weird way and kind of makes it all tubby and strange. And
you can't even not play with that on.
Yeah, like if we're... That's just what happens. So, one more thing I want to do before I let you go is let's compare real quick our two Telecasters because we haven't done this yet, and I'd just be very curious. So I'm gonna grab mine. Just curious about, output, brightness. So maybe just play something. And interesting. There's a difference.
Yeah.
They're pretty similar though, actually. They're not crazy different. It's lighter.
I miss how
My
light
one's
yours
lighter.
is.
Yeah, I feel like, and
is mine a little darker?
And I haven't. I don't know. I was gonna say I feel like I hear the hollow thing on this. They're pretty similar though. Yeah. Actually, like they're
pretty similar.
They're
yours sounds a little lighter to me.
Yeah, because it is a little.
Yeah. I've actually heard people with tellies, solid bodies.
Yeah.
They roll off a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Just like a hair off their volume knob because of the output.
Sure.
The guy from that pedal show.
Yeah. Just roll it down just a hair.
He always rolls it down just a hair.
Kind of fun, though.
Super fun.
To go through a little tone shaping party. The thing is, to you listeners out there, do this like as often as you can. You don't have to do as comprehensive of a thing, But always, like at every stage, if it should sound good. It should always inspire you. And if it doesn't for some reason, change it.
Yep.
Change something.
And what you're playing too.
Yeah.
Will change the game.
Right.
Doing this band over here, it's this sound start over from the beginning.
Yeah.
Then if you go and recording a totally different genre.
Yep.
Start over from the beginning.
Yep. But this is a great start for now and can get lots of tones. I'm excited about this sound. We have a show tomorrow.
It's going to be great.
Hey, everyone, come on out.
I'm so excited.
No, this is going to come out long after that show. But come to our next one. Hey, our band is called fellfromastar.com. Check us out. It's a pop band. It's a lot of fun. Coming to a city near you, if that city is Seattle. That's it from us today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all next time.